So today we're quickly going to go over goal setting, okay, and how to quickly and effectively achieve your goals. So we're going to use the SMART method. So when we look at that, we're breaking down our letters. So S is standing for specific. So we want to make sure that our goals are specific. They're not just generalized. So for an example of this, not just to lose weight, because when we lose half a kilo, we've achieved that goal. So we want something specific. We want that exact number. We want that exact thing that we want, a very specific goal, so that we know once we've achieved that goal. So if your goal is to lose 5 kilos, it's a specific number. When the scales has gone down 5 kilos, that goal is achieved. So we want a very specific goal. Next letter being M is standing for measurable. So we want to make sure that the goal is measurable, that there's some way that we can measure when we have achieved that goal, okay? So obviously if we're doing scales and a number, when we lose that 5 kilos and the scales has gone down 5 kilos, we've achieved that goal. So we want to make sure that when you look at your goal, think about, is it measurable? When we're looking at A, we're looking at attainable. So is the goal actually attainable? Is it something that we're going to be able to achieve? Because if you're not going to be able to achieve it, you're just going to be disheartened. So we want to make sure that when you look at your goal, think about it, and is it definitely something that you're going to be able to attain? Maybe it's your lifestyle that could get in the way. So think about, are you really going to knuckle down and work hard for that goal? And is it going to be attained? When we look at R, we're looking at realistic. So we want to make sure that the goal is realistic, that it's not something completely dramatic and barbaric. It needs to be something that we know we can definitely achieve in the time period that we're going to give for that goal. So for example, if we want to lose weight, we want to make sure that 5 kilos in a certain amount of time is definitely something realistic, whereas 20 kilos in maybe a short period of time is unrealistic and unhealthy for us. So we want to make sure, think about it, is it a realistic goal? Again, your lifestyle, is that going to get in the way of it? Are you going to be able to work towards that goal every single day? And then our last one is time. So we want a deadline for this. So it could be between 8 weeks or it could be a few months, okay? So we want to make sure that we have a timeline that we are going to achieve that goal. So make sure that we are working towards that goal every single day. When we get there, we know that this is the day that that goal has to be achieved and we've gotten there. So we want to make sure a specific goal, it's measurable, attainable, realistic, and then we have a deadline for that goal. So when we're looking at short-term and long-term goals, our long-term goals is something maybe 8 weeks and more. So we could look at something towards Christmas. But our short-term goals are little things that we can work towards every single day in the week that are going to make sure that we get to that long-term goal in the future. So things that are like, are we getting enough sleep? Are we eating properly? Are we making sure that we exercise daily, drinking enough water? And are we eating the correct foods and hitting our macros to get to those sorts of goals? Whatever your goal may be, make sure you set up some little short-term goals, because they're things that you'll be able to achieve during the week that make you feel better, okay? So when you've got a little short-term goal, yep, I've exercised every single day this week, even if it was just taking the dog for a walk, it means you can tick that off your list, and then long-term, you're going to get to that goal in the end. So set up some little short-term goals. Your long-term goal might be in 8 weeks time, 12 weeks time, and then tick those off, and then we can tick off that goal when we get to the end there. So make sure that when you think about your goals, you think about all of these things as a whole, so that you're not setting yourself up for failure. We want to set ourselves up for the best success we can.